sometimes seeing is a curse, especially when you see your daughter's fiancé kissing another woman at her wedding, kissing passionately and lustfully, and when you hear, "Emma's just a stepping stone." I'm coming out of the bathroom where I washed my hands, and I'm going back to the hall as the ceremonies will begin, showing "Happy Day," the happiest day. But the hallway is silent and empty, with only the sound of music from afar and other sounds close by. I stop and listen, showing whispers, moans, and the sound of kissing. I turn the corner carefully, and I see Jake, showing my son-in-law suited up, wearing a tie, and ready for the wedding, but not with Emma. A woman in a red dress, showing blonde and clinging to Jake's neck, where Jake is pressing her against the wall and kissing her passionately. And I recognize that woman, showing Megan as Jake's work colleague, where how many times have I seen her? How many times has Jake said, "She's just a colleague, Dad, don't worry." The woman whispers, "Jake, why? Why did you leave me? Why are you marrying Emma? When I marry her, everything will be mine," showing money, business, and everything. "But do you love me, Jake? Do you still love me?" "Of course I love you, Megan," where Emma's just a stepping stone, showing she's my ticket to her father's money. "And once I get access to everything, I'm coming back to you." Stepping stone, showing a ticket, where my daughter Emma is just a stepping stone and a ticket to wealth. I freeze completely, where breath catches, heart pounds, and rage, pure rage. I pull out my phone quietly and take photos, showing 1, 2, 3, and I start the video recording where every word is recorded. "Do you love me, Jake?" "I love you, Megan," where Emma is just a means to an end, showing a means to wealth. The recording ends, showing enough proof. I turn back silently, but I saw everything. I go to the hall, the wedding hall with 300 guests, music, decorations, and happiness, but I'm shaking with rage. "Jake, you did it where you made a big mistake, and now everyone will know where 300 people will know." This is me, Richard Thompson, at 64 years old in Boston as retired CFO. And this story is the story of how I caught my daughter's groom with another woman at her wedding and exposed him to everyone, where I took the microphone, projected it onto the big screen, and 300 people saw it. And Jake's life was over. But my daughter was saved from a bad marriage. If these kinds of true stories interest you and you want to listen stories of betrayal, please subscribe to the channel, because every single day I share life's most shocking moments that are incredible, brave, and fair. 2 years ago, Emma met Jake where she fell in love. "Dad, he's perfect," she said, and I was happy because my daughter was happy. 6 months later, they got engaged, where wedding preparations began, and everything was beautiful, or so it seemed. The first time I saw Megan in January 2022 was at Jake's office party, showing blonde in red dress. She always wore red, and she was standing very close to Jake, very close. Emma didn't notice, but I did. "Jake, who is that woman?" I asked. "Her? Megan, showing colleague, my coworker on sales team, so don't worry, Mr. Thompson. Just friends. Just friends." But the looks didn't say that, where Megan's looks at Jake were admiring looks and loving looks. And now they're kissing in the hallway, where he says "stepping stone" for my daughter, showing 2 years of lies and 2 years of just a coworker. 3 months later, at Emma's birthday party, Jake came, and Megan came too, where she wasn't invited. But Jake brought her. "Well, Emma, meet Megan, showing my best colleague who helped you pick out the gift." Emma smiled. "You're so sweet, Megan." "Thank you." Megan smiled, but there was something else in her eyes, showing jealousy. Plans. Now I know, showing plans with Jake as "use Emma, get her money, come to me." That night I told Susan, "There's something about Megan where she's very close to Jake. Richard, you're paranoid where Jake loves Emma and Megan is just a work colleague. If only I had listened to that voice inside me then, where if only I hadn't swallowed the just a work colleague lie. But I was uneasy where every time at every family dinner and every event, Megan was mentioned. Megan suggested this. Megan said. Megan helped. Too much Megan, too much. And now I understand why, because Jake never left her and never let her go. But Emma hadn't noticed as Emma was happy. Dad, Jake is perfect, and I'm going to marry him. And now I saw the proof in the hallway where I recorded it. And every word is on tape showing stepping stone, ticket to money, and it's all on tape. May 2023 brought wedding month where I spent $80,000 to make everything perfect as Emma's dream wedding. But Jake's behavior became strange, showing always on the phone with secret conversations. And when Emma asked, "Work, Dad, stressful period." Now I know who he was talking to, showing Megan every day. Don't worry, the plan hasn't changed, and Emma is just a stepping stone. One day, 2 weeks before the wedding, I went to visit Jake and Emma where I rang the doorbell. Jake opened the door, and he was on the phone where he hung up quickly. "Who was that?" I asked. Megan, showing work stuff, nothing important. Megan again, always Megan. And now it all makes sense where it wasn't work stuff, but I love you stuff, and we're using Emma stuff. Emma was in the kitchen where she didn't hear, but I heard the tone in Jake's voice showing it wasn't business, but personal and intimate. A week before the wedding at final fitting brought Emma tried on her dress showing stunning. Dad, isn't Jake lucky? Yes, sweetheart, very lucky. But I was praying inside. Please let me be wrong. And please let Megan just be a coworker. Now I know I was right where I have the video and photos, and Jake called her a stepping stone, as Emma was just for the money, showing a ticket to wealth. On the morning of the wedding, May 27th, I saw Jake in the hotel lobby where he was talking on the phone, whispering and smiling. I approached quietly where I heard, "Yes, today. But don't worry, because Emma is temporary, and you're the real." He hung up and saw me where his face changed. "Mr. Thompson." "Good morning." "Who were you talking to, Jake?" "Ah, work, showing always work where they won't even let me off today." A lie where I saw the lie in his eyes as he was talking to Megan, saying Emma is temporary on the wedding day, his own wedding day. The ceremony began at 3 o'clock, where Emma arrived on my arm in gorgeous wedding dress, with happy face showing the last happy moments, because soon she'll find out everything. Dad, thank you for everything. My daughter, be happy and always be happy. But I look at the guests and search, and I see her showing Megan in the back row, in a red dress, sitting alone and looking at Jake, where in her eyes is pain and hope. Jake will come to me one day, her eyes say, showing Emma is temporary, a stepping stone, and I am the real thing. 30 minutes later, Jake will kiss her in the hallway, saying, "I love you," and Emma is just a ticket. Jake is at the altar where he smiles. "Emma looks amazing," he says, but his eyes drift to Megan for a second quickly, but I see it. "I'm doing this for you," his eyes say to Megan, showing, "For the money, then I'll come to you." The priest is speaking where vows are being exchanged, in sickness and in health. Jake says, "I do," but it's a lie where every word is a lie, as he's only accepting the money, not Emma. Emma says, "I do," showing it's real, very real, where she loves Jake and loves him blindly, and she doesn't know he's a stepping stone. "I now pronounce you husband and wife, where you may kiss the bride." They kiss, showing applause, music, and happiness. But I'm uneasy where I look at Megan, as she's crying silently and wiping her eyes with a handkerchief. Does a coworker cry? I think, showing no, she doesn't cry, but a woman in love cries, and a woman whose lover is marrying someone else cries. Photos, food, and dancing where everything is beautiful. But my eyes are on Megan as she's watching Jake constantly and waiting. When will we be alone? Jake looks at her sometimes secretly, where Emma doesn't see it. but I see it showing every glance and every eye contact as be patient. His eyes say, soon. 5 o'clock brought I want to go to the bathroom where I get up and go into the hallway. And in that moment, everything will become clear, showing all the doubts, all the red flags. All of it will be real, where video will be recorded and evidence will be gathered. I come out of the bathroom where the hallway is quiet. I walk and I turn the corner. And I see them showing Jake and Megan leaning against the wall and kissing passionately on wedding day, where Emma is in the hall, but Jake is here with Megan. Work colleague showing just a colleague dad with 2 years of lies and 2 years of Megan is insignificant, showing 2 years of being deceived where every work-related phone call was Megan, every secret message was Megan, and every lie was for Megan. My hands were shaking with anger, pure anger, but I have to be smart where I need proof, solid proof. I pulled out my phone for photos and video where everything recorded quietly. Megan whispers, "Why are you marrying Emma?" Jake, "Emma's rich where her father's rich, and when I marry her, everything is mine." "Do you love me?" "I love you, Megan, where Emma's just a stepping stone showing she's my ticket to her father's money. And once I get access to everything, I'm coming back to you." Stepping stone showing ticket to money. 2 years of the work friend lie. 2 years of a secret relationship. And 2 years of planning showing a plan to use Emma, a plan to use me, and an $80,000 wedding as just an investment for him showing ticket to wealth. Recording complete showing enough evidence where every word and every confession as stepping stone, coming back to you, and it's all on tape. I came back to the hall. "Jake, Megan, you both planned it for 2 years where you made Emma your stepping stone. But now everyone will know showing 300 people on the wedding day, on the microphone and on the big screen." I sat down at my table where Susan asks, "Are you okay?" "You look pale." "I'm fine, Susan. But Jake won't be fine, and Megan won't be fine very soon." The speeches begin where the best man speaks. Jake is the best friend, showing lie, and the maid of honor speaks. Emma is happy. Showing happy for now, but soon she will break down. Now it's my turn showing the bride's father as the last speech. I stand up, take the microphone, and test it. "Test, test, can you hear me?" "Yes." Emma is smiling and happy showing the last happy seconds because now she'll learn the truth that she's a stepping stone. Jake is relaxed where he knows nothing, and Megan is nervous sitting in the corner as if she senses something is about to happen, and she senses correctly. I took a deep breath and began where the storm was coming, a big storm. "Good evening, where I'm Richard Thompson, Emma's father, and today I'm going to make a very special announcement. Very special." The room listened where everyone listened as Emma smiled. Jake was relaxed, and Megan was nervous. 2 years ago, Jake entered our lives where we said the perfect man, and Emma was happy, and I wanted to be happy. But as a father, I began to suspect, especially because of Megan. Megan froze where her face paled, and Jake's face changed thinking, what is he doing? Megan showing Jake's work friend where that's what he always said, showing just a colleague. But I saw it showing the looks, the closeness, the heart emojis, and every lie. Jake tried to jump up. "Mr. Thompson, Sit down, Jake!" I yelled into the microphone. "You sit down and listen." The room was shocked where everyone was shocked, and Emma stood up. "Dad, what's going on?" "Emma, please sit down, sweetheart, where you need to know the truth, and everyone needs to know." And today, just 30 minutes ago, coming back from the bathroom, I saw them in the hallway. The room fell silent with heavy silence. I saw Jake and Megan kissing passionately and talking about everything. Emma screamed, "No! Lie! This is a lie!" "It's not a lie, Emma, where here's the photo." I raised my phone. "Here's the video!" Jake's own words. "Emma's just a stepping stone. She's my ticket to money. It's all on tape. The room erupted with total chaos. Tech, open the big screen. Now, everyone will see. Jake's true face, Megan's true face. They will see it all. The tech guy hesitates. Mr. Thompson, but now, I yell into the mic. I paid $80,000 for this wedding. Turn on the screen. He did where the big screen lit up brightly as my phone reflected on it with gallery open and photos ready. Jake jumped up. No! Mr. Thompson, please. Too late, Jake, way too late where everyone will see, and now they will see. I selected the first photo, clicked, and it appeared on the big screen showing the giant screen. Jake and Megan in the hallway, kissing where Jake's hands on Megan's waist and on her back as Megan's leg wrapped around Jake's leg, showing a passionate kiss, a lustful kiss, a clear photo, very clear. The room exploded. Oh my God! Is this real? Jake and that woman? On their wedding day? Emma screamed with a high-pitched scream. No! This is a lie. Photoshop. Fake. She collapsed in her wedding dress where the maid of honor rushed over and held her. Jake was panicking. Emma, listen to me. This is a misunderstanding. This woman, she... Don't lie, Jake, I yelled. Here's the second photo. Closer. Clearer. The second photo showing zoom where Jake's face is perfectly clear and Megan's face is perfectly clear, with lips locked together, eyes closed, and undeniable, absolutely undeniable. The room descended into chaos, showing total chaos, where people jumped to their feet screaming, shouting, and pounding on tables. Bastard! Betrayal! How could you on your wedding day? Jake's mother started crying loudly. Jake! My son! What have you done? What have you done? Jake's father put his head in his hands in shame. This shame. Shame on our family. Susan came over to me and took my hand. Richard, did you really see it? I saw it, Susan, where I saw everything 30 minutes ago in the hallway coming back from the bathroom, and I recorded it. I recorded everything. Emma was crying on the floor uncontrollably. How, Jake? How could you? On our wedding day? Our wedding day. Jake approached her and knelt down. Emma, please, listen to me. Don't touch me! Emma yelled and raised her hand. You cheated on me! Right now, on our wedding day. Emma, it was a mistake, an ex-girlfriend. She found me, An ex-girlfriend? I yelled into the microphone. Megan isn't a work colleague. Is she, Jake? Didn't you say just a colleague for 2 years? Jake froze and turned white. You're a liar, Jake, showing 2 years of lying, and now everyone will know, but it's not over because the photos are just the beginning. Megan tried to get up in the corner and tried to run, but the man next to her, her fiancé Brian, grabbed her arm and held her tight. Megan, is it you? Are you that woman? The one in the red dress? Megan cried, Brian, no, You kissed Jake, my fiancé? The room turned on Megan with 300 pairs of eyes staring in disgust. There she is, shameless, at someone else's wedding, when she has her own fiancé. I continued into the microphone without slowing down. But the worst part isn't the photos, where the worst part is the conversations showing Jake and Megan's conversations with every word, every confession, and every plan. Now I'm going to play the video showing 2 minutes of video with Jake in his own words, where everyone will hear what Emma means to him, what I mean, and what money means. Jake collapsed completely to his knees. No, please, Mr. Thompson, please don't show that video. Why, Jake? Are you ashamed? Are you ashamed of what you've done? Yes. Yes, I'm ashamed. Please. Will Emma be ashamed too? Will I be ashamed? You used us, Jake, and now everyone will know how you used us. The video started on the big screen with sound at full volume showing maximum volume. On screen, Jake and Megan in the hallway leaning against the wall with hands everywhere, kissing and moaning. The room fell silent with deathly quiet, where everyone listening and breaths held. Megan's voice from the screen. Jake, why? Why did you leave me? Why are you marrying Emma? The room waits for the answer, where Emma watches with eyes on the screen as tears are falling, but she watches. Jake's voice. Because Megan. Emma is rich, where her father is rich, showing Richard Thompson. He's loaded. And when I marry her, everything will be mine, showing money, trust funds, business connections, and everything. The room erupted again. For her money? Gold digger. Scum. Has anyone ever seen such a person? Emma's friends hugged her where Emma was shaking, as her whole body was shaking. Money. He's only after my money and the trust funds. The video continued mercilessly. Megan's voice. But do you love me, Jake? Do you still? Jake's voice. Of course I love you, Megan, where you're my true love. And Emma's just a stepping stone, showing she's my ticket to her father's money. Stepping stone showing ticket to money. Emma raised her head where her face was covered in tears, but now there was anger in her eyes, showing pure anger. A stepping stone? A ticket? Am I a stepping stone? Jake. Emma, no, I was drunk. Megan manipulated me. Shut up, Emma yelled, where for the first time in years she yelled at Jake. Shut up and listen. Listen to your own voice. The video continued, showing the last part as the most painful part. Megan's voice. And then? What happens after we get married? Jake's voice. I'll wait a few years where I'll get access to Emma's trust funds. They open when she's 25 with full control at 30, so I'll be patient and play the good husband role. And I'll get close to Richard. He'll get me into his business, and I'll make connections and transfer money. Then divorce where no prenup because Emma trusts our love, showing stupid, and I'll get half showing millions. Then I'll come to you, Megan, where we'll be rich together, rich together. The video ended where the screen went black. But the room was still chaos, where people were standing, yelling, cursing, and crying. Jake's father jumped up and walked towards Jake fast. You monster! How could you? How could you do this to the girl? He slapped him with a hard slap where Jake staggered and was about to fall to the floor. Jake's mother is crying. Shame, shame, my son wasn't like this. He became a monster, and money turned him into a monster. Emma stands up, gathers her dress, and walks towards Jake slowly, where each step is heavy. Jake looked with fear. Emma, please. Emma stopped and stood in front of him, where she looked at his face long and hard. You told me I love you, where you said it every day for 2 years. I loved you, Emma. I still do. Lie. Emma shouted in his face. You never loved me. The video is out. You said Emma stepping stone. You said ticket to money. You called me stupid. Everyone heard. 300 people heard. She took off the ring, showing the engagement ring, the diamond ring, the $10,000 ring as my money and my gift. She threw it at Jake's face hard. Take it. Take your ring. Take everything. I won't give you anything. No money. No trust fund. No connection. Nothing. Jake collapsed to the floor crying, where for the first time he was truly crying. Emma, please, I made a mistake, a big mistake, so forgive me and give me a chance. A chance? Emma laughed with a bitter laugh. You gave me 2 years of chances. You played love for 2 years. You played the good guy. It was all a lie. For a stepping stone, for money. Brian, Megan's fiancé, jumped to his feet and turned to Megan. You kissed Jake? Is that you in the video? Megan is crying where her makeup is running. Brian, please, Is that you in the video? Answer me. Yes, it was me, but what? Brian yelled where the living room turned to look. You asked Jake, do you love me? He said, I love you. You planned it together. You said we'll be rich. Megan. Brian, That's in the past. Jake and I are over. Over? Brian pointed at the screen. You kissed 30 minutes ago. At the wedding, Emma's wedding. You while you were engaged. People around them stood up and approached Megan, forming a circle. A woman yelled, "You're that woman." The one in the red dress, shameless. Another woman, "You have your own fiancé. You were using Jake, an old man, for money. Both of them for money. Lowlifes." Brian took off his ring, his engagement ring, and pulled it off Megan's finger forcefully. "We're done. You cheated. You cheated with Jake. The will be rich plan." Megan screamed, "Brian, please! I made a mistake. I'm sorry." "You're sorry?" Brian laughed with a bitter laugh. "You're sorry because you got caught. It was on video. It was on the big screen. Otherwise, you and Jake would have gone through with it. You would have used Emma. You would have gotten millions. And I would have waited like a fool." "No, Brian. I love you. You love Jake," I yelled into the microphone. "It's clear on the video." "You said, 'Do you love me?' He said, 'I love you.' You were happy. You were smiling. Because the plan was still going." Brian looked at Megan one last time with disgust. "You're out of my life, where now get out. Don't ever come back, and pack your things, and we'll never see each other again." He turned, left the room, and the door slammed where he was gone. Megan collapsed to the floor completely, with hands on her face, crying, "What have I done? What have I done? I've lost everything." People around her are looking at her with disgust, where no one is helping and no one cares. "You deserved it. Gold digger. You and Jake deserve each other. Scum." I continued on the microphone without slowing down as we're at the peak. "Jake and Megan, you both planned it for 2 years, showing the plan to use Emma as a stepping stone, the plan to use me, the plan to get the trust funds, and the plan to steal millions." Jake raised his head, crying, "Mr. Thompson, please, I'm so sorry." "You're sorry, Jake? Really? Or are you sorry because you got caught?" "I'm truly sorry. Emma, please, one chance." "A chance?" Emma laughed hysterically. "You gave me a chance, Jake. 2 years. You said I love you. You said forever with you. You said no prenup, trust our love. It was all a lie. A stepping stone. A ticket. You idiot." "Emma, those words, that Megan manipulated me. I was drunk." "You didn't look drunk in the video, Jake," I yelled. "You spoke clearly. You planned everything. You said, 'I'll wait a few years.' You said, 'I'll play the good husband.' The trust fund opens at 25, you said. You knew everything. You planned everything." Emma took the microphone from me forcefully and turned to the hall where she's crying. But she's strong, very strong. "Everyone, I'm speaking." Her voice trembled, but it was clear. "The wedding is canceled." Canceled now. The hall fell silent where everyone is listening to Emma. Jake cheated on me where he used me for money, for the trust fund, and he lied for 2 years as "I love you" was a lie and "forever with you" was a lie. And I was a stepping stone, a ticket to money. Tears streamed down her face, but she didn't stop and continued. "I'm sorry to all of you where you came here. You gave your time and you brought gifts, but this wedding is fake because there is no love, only lies, and only a money scheme. Please leave and go in peace, and understand me because I'm a victim showing Jake's victim and Megan's victim, but not anymore because I'm not a victim anymore." She dropped the microphone and looked at Jake one last time. "You're out of my life, where get out now with your family and with Megan, and don't come back, ever." Jake, "Emma, please, I'll change, I'll go to therapy." It's too late now, where the video is everywhere as 300 people have seen it, and soon. It will be on the internet going viral, where everyone will see it showing your stepping stone talk, your ticket to money plan, and everything. She turned to me and hugged me tightly. Dad, thank you for saving me because if you hadn't seen it and hadn't filmed it, I would have married her. Where a few years later she would have divorced me, taken everything, and gone to Megan. You were right, Dad, where you suspected Megan isn't just a coworker. And you were right, as I was blind with love. But you saw everything, you recorded it, and you saved me. I cried where, for the first time that day, I cried, Daughter, I'm your father, and I'll always protect you, always. Susan came too, where we hugged as the three of us hugged, showing a family hug, as Emma is safe now. People started to get up and leave, where some looked at Jake with disgust. Lowlife. Gold digger. This video will go viral. Reputation ruined. Some approached Emma and hugged her. Emma, you're strong. You made the right decision, and good thing you listened to your father. Jake's family approached us, where Jake's father, with his eyes red, had been crying. Mr. Thompson, Mrs. Thompson, Emma, I can't find the words because my son did a terrible thing, an unforgivable thing. We saw the video where everyone saw it as he planned to use you for money, showing gold digger. And our son is a gold digger. I'm ashamed where our whole family is ashamed. So please forgive us because we didn't know as Jake changed, and money changed him. I shook my head. I know, Mr. Morrison, where you are good people. But Jake made a choice. A bad choice. And now he'll live with the consequences. Jake's mother turned to Emma crying. Emma, please forgive us where I don't forgive my son. But please forgive us because we loved you. We really did. But Jake saw you as money. Emma hugged her. I forgive you where you're not to blame, as Jake is guilty, and Megan, both of them. Jake's father turned to me seriously. Mr. Thompson, the wedding expenses showing $80,000, and we want to pay every cent. What? I was shocked. But that's a lot of money. I know, but Jake canceled it where there's a contract, a wedding contract, and the party who cancels pays as Jake canceled, so we will pay. We'll mortgage our house and take out a loan, but we will pay because it's the right thing to do, as it's Jake's fault and it's our responsibility. Emma cried, No, please, this is too much, showing $80,000. Emma, my son hurt you where he played with you and called you a stepping stone in the video, and you are valuable, not a stepping stone, so we will pay our debt. 2 weeks later brought Jake's family paid $80,000, showing transfer as bank transfer. Per the contract, showing wedding contract as canceled by groom, groom's family pays all expenses with $80,000 where they paid it in full. They mortgaged their house, showing second mortgage with high interest, but they paid every cent. Jake's father called, Mr. Thompson, the money is in your account, and we're sorry. We're so sorry. Mr. Morrison, I didn't want to accept it, but the contract, I know where the contract is legal, and we had to pay, so we paid, but we lost more than money because we lost our son and we lost our reputation. Where is Jake now? We don't know where. After the wedding he disappeared with his phone off and no address, so maybe he went to another city, leaving out of shame. Megan disappeared too after the wedding, where her social media accounts are closed and her phone isn't working, and Brian completely cut her off. Megan is out of my life, Brian said, where she packed her things and left, and I don't know where and I don't care. But the video remains where a guest recorded it on their phone, showing the entire conversation and the entire video uploaded to YouTube. Father exposes cheating groom at daughter's wedding, full video. 2 days brought 2 million views, 1 week brought 10 million views, and 2 weeks brought 20 million views. Viral, showing totally viral. The comments exploded. OMG. Stepping stone. Disgusting. Father is absolute hero. He saved his daughter. Jake is trash. Gold digger exposed perfectly. Megan too, both planning to use Emma. Karma. This dad did what every dad should do. Protect. That video evidence was perfect. No way to deny. Jake's company saw it, showing sales director position, where they sunk the video, and heard every word. 3 days later brought an email came to Jake. Mr. Morrison, this is a corporate scandal showing reputation damage and harm to the company image, so we must terminate you effective immediately with final paycheck mailed. Jake was unemployed at 30 years old and jobless because of a viral video and because of Stepping Stone. He searched on LinkedIn with job applications, but every company rejected him. Jake Morrison? Is he the viral wedding guy? The one who said Stepping Stone? No, we can't hire him because reputation risk. 6 months brought that he couldn't find a job and couldn't find anything because the video was everywhere showing Jake Morrison Gold Digger and Stepping Stone as the internet never forgets. Megan too, where she was at a marketing firm in good position, and they saw the video. Megan, this damages the company image where you're in a viral video. You planned to get rich. You kissed at someone else's wedding while you had your own fiancé, so you should resign. Forced resignation, where Megan is unemployed with no reputation, as friends abandoned her. You made a plan with Jake where you planned to use Emma and steal the trust fund, and you betrayed Brian, so you died for us. A year later, I heard Jake moved to a different state showing Montana in small town, working under a different name at warehouse job with minimum wage. When you Google Jake Morrison, the video comes up showing still viral with 25 million views, now on first page and everywhere. He's thinking about changing his name, showing legally changing his name. But his face doesn't change as the face in the video showing the face that said Stepping Stone. Megan is going to therapy for depression and anxiety, where she lives in a different city alone. Her social media accounts are still closed because the comments under the video say, Megan Harris? Is she a gold digger? The woman who planned will get rich. The one who cheated on her own fiancé. Brian is in a new relationship and happy. Megan was a big mistake, but the mistake led me to the right path. And now I'm truly in love. Jake and Megan both lost their lives because of the viral video, because of public exposure, and because of the Stepping Stone. But they made choices showing, let's use Emma, let's take her money, then we'll be together, as choices, bad choices. Now they live with the consequences showing unemployment, isolation, and viral fame as bad viral fame. Emma had a rough time in the first few months. Really rough, where she started therapy every week. Dad, I trusted Jake blindly, where he said, trust our love, don't ask for a prenup. And I did, as I shared my trust fund details and shared everything, and he learned everything where I heard it on the video. Opens at 25, full control at 30, as he knew everything about me. I know my girl, but you got out before you got married, where imagine if I hadn't seen it and hadn't recorded the video. And you would have married Jake, where a few years later, he would have divorced you, taken his millions, and gone to Megan as the Stepping Stone plan would have worked. You're right, Dad, where the video saved me and your courage saved me showing 30 minutes, because if you had seen it 30 minutes later, the ceremony would have been over and I'd be married, and then the evidence might not have been enough. But I saw it, Emma, at right time and right place, and I had the courage to record it, because I knew words wouldn't be enough, as Jake would deny it, but the video can't be denied. 6 months later, Emma started smiling again. Dad, I'm getting better, where Jake doesn't hurt anymore, as he's just a bad memory. A lesson, showing a lesson in don't ignore red flags. What red flags, sweetheart? Megan showing the first red flag was Megan as work colleague, but always by his side at parties, at dinners, and everywhere where she talked about Jake too much. And the phone with secret conversations where he said work, but the tone was different, showing intimate. And I ignored it, saying, my paranoia. But it was real. Mom saw where before the video Mom said, I suspect Megan, and I didn't listen, saying Mom's jealous. But Mom was right. Susan smiled. I always suspected where Megan's looks, the way she looked at Jake, were loving looks, as work colleagues don't look like that. A year later, Emma found a new job and got a promotion. I'm a senior marketing manager, Dad. New company, new start. No Jake, no Megan, Just me and my career. Congratulations, daughter. I'm proud of you. And Dad, I've started dating slowly and very carefully, watching for red flags, always watching. Great, Emma, but don't rush because the right person will come along. 2 years later, brought Emma is in a serious relationship where the guy is different, showing a teacher, modest and kind-hearted, who doesn't talk about money as only Emma talks about it. Dad, this time it's real where Mark doesn't love me for my money, but loves Emma. And he offered a prenup saying to protect us, where Jake was the opposite, saying a prenup is an insult to love. Any red flags? No, Dad. Green flags everywhere showing open phone, no secret messages, no exes, and everything transparent. 3 years later today, brought Emma is engaged to Mark. Dad, we're having a wedding, but a small one with 50 people showing family and close friends. Not $80,000, but $10,000, showing simple, intimate, and real. Perfect Emma, where true love doesn't require a big wedding. The video is still viral 3 years later, showing still being watched with 30 million views now. Comments are still coming in. This father is legendary. Every dad should watch this. Jake got exposed perfectly. No escape. Stepping stone. That line will haunt him forever. Megan too. Will be rich plan. Both trash. I wish my dad protected me like this. That microphone moment was epic. He didn't hesitate. The media wanted to interview me, showing podcasts and news channels. Mr. Thompson, describe that moment. What did you feel in the hallway? I told them every time. Anger, showing pure anger. But I had to be smart because words weren't enough, as Jake would deny it. So I needed video, and I needed proof where I recorded everything. Then I took the microphone, projected it onto the big screen, and 300 people saw it. Do you regret it? For ruining the wedding? I didn't ruin it where Jake ruined it, and Megan ruined it. And I just showed the truth where I saved Emma from a bad marriage and from the stepping stone plan. You're a hero. No, I'm just a dad showing a dad protecting his daughter, and any dad would do it. Social media exploded on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Videos. Father exposes groom clips with millions of views. Richard Thompson legend. Every dad should have this energy. Jake and Megan got what they deserved. Karma. Stepping stone will trend forever. One day, a young dad stops me on the street. Mr. Thompson, you're that viral video dad. Yes. I watched the video with my daughter at 15 where I said, look, that's a real dad showing a dad who will protect you, who will see the red flags, and he'll be brave. And that's the kind of dad I am. And you inspired me and all dads. I smiled. Thanks, but I just did the right thing, and every dad should. Today, 3 years later, brought Emma's new engagement to Mark, where we're at home for family dinner. Emma is smiling, showing happy and truly happy with no Jake, no Megan, and just true love. Dad, 3 years ago you saved me where you saw me in the hallway. You recorded it. You took the microphone, and you had the courage. And if you hadn't, I'd be unhappy with Jake now. Maybe divorced. Maybe broke. And the stepping stone would have happened. But it didn't happen, Emma, because I saw and I had the courage, showing an $80,000 wedding with 300 guests. But I didn't stop it, and I showed the truth. Mark spoke. Mr. Thompson, I watched the video where you're incredible as that microphone moment changed everything, and Jake couldn't escape Megan. Couldn't escape showing public exposure as perfect karma. I won't treat Emma like Jake did where you're watching, as the video always reminds me, don't ignore red flags. And I'll be transparent and honest where I won't use Emma as a stepping stone because she's my everything. I believe you, Mark, where I see love in your eyes as Jake didn't have it. But you do, showing the real thing. Susan held my hand. Richard, you're a hero, showing Emma's hero and all fathers' hero, and the video teaches. Be brave, protect your daughter, and show the truth. Emma cried with tears of happiness. Dad, you're the best dad where the video went viral. But not for me, because even if it wasn't viral, you're still a hero because you saved me from being a stepping stone. We hugged, showing a family hug with Emma, Mark, Susan, and me. Jake is in Montana under a different name in a warehouse at minimum wage where the video is still being watched, showing Jake Morrison stepping stone on first page of Google. Megan's in therapy in a different city alone where the video is still viral, showing Megan Harris gold digger with social media off. But Emma is here showing happy, healthy, new love and real love with Mark. And I'm at peace because I found the courage in that hallway where I filmed the video. I took the microphone and I showed it to 300 people. Was it hard? Yes, where Emma cried and the wedding was ruined. But was it right? Absolutely. Stepping stone, showing 2 words that ended Jake's life but saved Emma's life. I look out the window at the garden where Emma and Mark are laughing and making plans, showing small wedding plans and true love plans. Susan is beside me. They look beautiful. Yes, they look truly happy, where with Jake they never looked like that, as there was a mask showing the stepping stone mask. But now it's real. You're a good father, Richard, the best. I'm a brave father, Susan, where I was brave in the hallway. I was brave on the microphone, and I was brave for Emma. And the video will last forever, where Jake will forever be the stepping stone guy, and Megan will forever be the will-be-rich woman, because the internet never forgets. But Emma forgot where she healed, she found Mark, and she found the real thing, and that's enough. That's everything. Today I'm happy where Emma is happy, Susan is happy, Mark is a good man, and life is good. Jake and Megan are unhappy, but it's their choice, showing stepping stone, ticket to money, and will be rich, as they made their choices, and they're living with the consequences. I have no regrets and will never regret it, because that microphone moment changed everything, where Emma was saved, Jake was exposed, and justice was served. And the video is teaching millions. Don't ignore red flags. Fathers, protect your daughters. And true love doesn't ask for money. This is enough. This is everything. If you liked this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about this story in the comments. Click on the box on the left to listen to the next story.